Hey guys, and welcome to another speed build up on this channel. So today I'm bringing you a very simple home, and in case you haven't guessed by now, by the title of this video, it is a home that's inspired by my grandmother's house or my grandparents' house. Now, it's not really inspired by my grandparents' house in particular, because none of my grandparents really lived in a house that looked quite like this one. But what I was going for was that very cozy and traditional feeling that only a grandparent's house can provide. Everybody has grandparents, so I'm sure most of you can kind of relate or understand to what I'm talking about right now. The kind of feeling that's very cozy and small and warm and very loving and very welcoming. There's so many words I could actually use to describe like my grandparents' home. Like, I could go make the whole video just finding words to describe that feeling, but I'm sure most of you can understand what I'm talking about. So this house also was inspired by a video, or not a video, but of a picture that I had seen on Twitter of I believe it was a starter home. So it wasn't really quite that cozy grandparents' house that I was going for, but it was a starter home. So I had to change it a little bit to make it more of a grandparents' house. Now, the inside of this house is very small, so you can't put a huge sim family in here whatsoever. You're not going to fit many people in here, but it's very cozy and small, which is perfect for what I was going for. But the outside of the house is probably my favorite part you'll eventually see. So that's the backyard, and also kind of like the decorations around it. There's a big fence you might have seen by the picture or of the thumbnail. There's a big fence around it with a gate, and the backyard is very huge. It even has a pond. You'll see later when we get to it. I'll explain why I put a pond. But yeah, overall this house is very fun to make. It's kind of different from the videos that I've created in the past, or like the builds in particular that I've created, because most of the builds that I've done have honestly been extremely modern, so I've never really done this traditional vibe. So this is kind of like the first time I've done it on camera anyways. I'm pretty sure I've created more traditional homes off camera, but in terms of something that I've actually recorded and that I'm gonna show you guys, this house, it didn't actually turn out too bad. I actually really liked it. I'm probably definitely going to end up using this house sometime in the future once I have more generations of a family, and then I'll throw my more elder Sims in here, and it'll be very nice, and then we can have, the grandchildren come to the grandparents' house and play, and it'll be so fun. Now that we have toddlers, it'll even add more to the atmosphere, which I think is great. So now, in terms of the build and what you're actually seeing on camera right now, I'm working on the kitchen, and the kitchen, as you can see, ridiculously small. I barely was even able to fit a table in here, but I managed to do it. You'll also notice the furniture itself, such as this kitchen and dining room, considering they're kind of combined. I honestly have no idea if the Sims are going to be able to properly navigate through in this area, but hopefully they will. If not, you might have to make some adjustments. There won't be any huge parties going on in this house because you will not be able to walk, and then the Sims will be complaining the whole time. Although the Sims 4, they've actually gone extremely better. I know that the Sims team did work specifically on routing problems that was extremely annoying and frustrating in the Sims 3. The Sims 4 luckily is not too bad. So as you can see, the whole house, it's all open. It's not separate rooms besides the bathroom and the bedroom. There's only one bedroom, but it's all open, and it has this very yellow, brown, kind of beige vibe to it. And then I've also added, some things that are more colorful. So I've added some plants, but I actually add the plants at the very end because I realized I did not have enough plants. And my grandparents' house had so many plants. One thing that was really creepy about my grandmother's house, and I'm not even kidding you, this is like straight out of like a horror movie, but I don't know, I guess as a kid I never really thought of it as being creepy, but now looking back on it, it is kind of weird. But my grandmother would have dolls, just like they're actually quite expensive dolls that she collected, and then she had them placed around her house. Like I remember there was this one doll in particular that would always just be sitting on one of the couches, and like my grandparents would get so mad at me or like any of the grandchildren if we touched it, because I'm pretty sure it was expensive. So if we broke it, then it would be pretty bad. But my grandparents would always kind of be mad at us if we ever touched it or moved it, or they were just very, my grandparents, they were loving, but so I'm not talking bad about them, but you know how grandparents are. They were great grandparents overall. But yeah, it was just a little doll thing that was a little creepy. But yeah, so now we're moving on to the bedroom. The bedroom is probably my least favorite part of the house, just because the color schemes available in this game are so limiting, and not to mention this room is so small, so I really had no idea like what I was going to do. But I think I made it work. Like it was okay. It was just, I'm pretty sure I keep the yellow beige vibe, or I change it to kind of a blue. I'm not really quite sure. I didn't end up putting much. I think I put, yeah, okay, I remember because I wanted to have colors in the room, so I was gonna put these red blinds, or are those blinds? No, they are curtains. Blinds and curtains are two different things. I need to remember that. But those are curtains, yes. And I'm not sure if I kept them red. I think I actually changed the color of it because I ended up not liking it. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm struggling to put plants and wall decor in that room because it was so small and nothing would really fit. Nothing that I liked anyways. But overall, I think it turned out okay. It's very small. Hopefully the Sims can get by. It's definitely only meant for max a 2-person. So just like, grandma and grandpa is literally the only people that can really live here. But it's fine. And that perfumes, oh my gosh, that perfumes was actually inspired by my grandmother's as well. Like there's something in this house that was specifically inspired by my grandparents' home, and that perfume thing that's on the dresser is one of them. Because my grandmother, she had all types of really old antique perfumes on her dresser. Like I honestly don't even think she used them. Like I think they were just there for decoration, but they actually were filled with perfume. But I honestly do not think to this day that she even touches them or uses them. They're solely for decoration. And I'm not sure if you can hear all that noise that is going outside my house right now, but I live in such a busy neighborhood. So hopefully you can excuse that for a second. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I changed the colors. Yeah, so again, I just go for this very light white, yellow, beigeish kind of vibe to it, but I think I liked it. I made it a little bit more blue. Instead of the red, I added some blue. So now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty much just adding some finishing touches that I wanted to put around the house, some little decors, see what I could add to make it more cozy and traditional. I think I did well on that end that I was going for, cozy, traditional, so I'm very happy. Now the bathroom, it's nothing extravagant, it's just pink and white with a counter and a toilet and your casual bath sink, and that is literally it. So it's nothing too extravagant or too modern, which is good because it's not the vibe I was going for. But hopefully we'll be getting onto the backyard soon, because as you can see, the backyard was my favorite part of this build. But so I'm pretty sure, actually, looking at it again, I actually like this bathroom more than I remember. That lamp right there, that hanging lamp is very, oops, look at me just saving. But that hanging lamp adds a lot of character to it. So I didn't even remember that. I think I recorded this like a week ago. Oh my gosh, the cars are annoying me. I'm so sorry if you can hear it. But yeah, I recorded this house or this build like a week ago from today. From when this video goes out, I'm pretty sure I recorded it like literally a week ago. But so as I'm like doing the voiceover, I kind of forget what was happening. Now this part right here, what I was kind of trying to add was I don't really know how to explain it, but my grandparents, they had this like over, like when you would walk outside, and then over the kind of backyard patio area and where you would eat, for barbecues or whatever, it had this area, that was, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was, and then grapevines were hanging around. I don't know, it was really cool. I have no idea how to explain it because I have no idea what it's called. It's like it was like this huge gazebo, but then it had grapevines hanging all around it. that I'm pretty sure my grandfather had actually put it there specifically, and you could eat the grapevines, or not the vines themselves, but the grapes that were on the grapevines. So yeah, this is just the backyard so far. Hopefully we're gonna get more to the shrubbery, because that's the good part, and the pond soon, and I'm gonna explain to you why I put a pond there. It's kind of an interesting story. So as you can see, the backyard is much bigger. So if you're gonna be having parties, inviting the kids over, inviting the, those crazy little toddlers that we now have. I'm gonna be talking about toddlers forever, but those crazy little toddlers, you can definitely throw them out in the back and they can have a good time. But definitely keep an eye on those toddlers. You do not let them out alone, because they can be wild. So yeah, now I'm just gonna add this fence. There's a fence all around the whole entire house. And one thing that I was really disappointed was that they don't have any, I want to describe it as like that white picket fence, like that specific white picket fence. I don't really know, like that everybody knows. They don't really have that in The Sims 4. They have that in The Sims 3, but I'm pretty sure the one that you see right now was the best that I could do. I really like the little gate there. I don't think I've ever added a gate on any of my builds before, or any of my houses, even in Sims 3, Sims 2, Sims 4. I've never added a gate. So it's kind of cool. They add some, some uniqueness and personality. And now as you can see, I'm adding the second half of this fencing that goes all around the entire build, like I said. So as you can see, the first half was that kind of white picket fence that I was going for, and then the brown fence that you see in the more in the backyard area is where you have that very I don't really know how to explain it. I really have no idea how to explain it. That kind of fun backyard, very backyardy vibe. My grandparents had even though this house doesn't look exactly like my grandparents, a lot of things were inspired by my grandparents' home. So like that fence, for example, my grandparents had a huge fence just like that went all around their backyard. So you couldn't even see your neighbors. It was literally a huge backyard, but it was so much fun because their backyard was huge, but it had everything. It was just so much fun. And then not to mention, it also brings back a lot of memories and nostalgia, just thinking about all the memories of me and my sister and my cousins just hanging out in my grandparents' backyard and running around as kids do, and just, having so much fun as kids. Sometimes I wish I could just go back and when life was so much more simpler and I didn't have to, have as much worries and stress as I do nowadays with school and everything. Go back to the days when math was, 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 2. But, life is life, and you just gotta make do with what you've got. But, life is great, so enjoy, people. Because you only get one life. Now, anyways, enough of this, on this talk, but so now we're finally moving into the backyard. So I believe I mentioned that I was going to put kinda some kid toys-ish, where your grandparents could, or the grandchildren could have some fun, but I'm pretty sure I just added those monkey bars as you saw. And now is where there's this fun part. So I'm actually adding a pond, like it's literally a pond. I'm pretty sure you can't go swimming in it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if you can hear that car outside. But yeah, like I said, this pond, I don't think you can go swimming in it. I'm pretty sure you can't go swimming in ponds in Sims 4, or maybe you can. I have no idea. Or maybe is this a I think it actually might be a swimming pool, but then I just like colored it green so that it looks like a pond. I honestly don't even know. But yeah, so the reason I put that pond was because my grandparents, they didn't have a pond themselves, but I remember, so like I said, they had that huge fence all around that backyard. And then through one area, you could see, like, there was like one kind of peak in the fence where you could see the neighbor's house. And the neighbors had this huge pond, and there was, I'm not even kidding you, like a ton of fish in the pond. So I remember, like, as little kids, just like looking through that like peek in the fence all the time to look at those fish, because, as kids, fish, seeing animals was so much fun. So I just kind of wanted to incorporate that into this house. Now, I'm going on to the finishing parts, just adding some flowers, because I want to add some more flowers into this house. So Other than that, the build is pretty much done. You guys can download this. I'm pretty sure it's on the gallery. My gallery ID name, my origin ID is TheSimsDude45. So be sure to check out this house if you like it. I know I'll be featuring it in probably future videos and Let's Plays or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this build. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. It was very cozy, traditional, but I really liked it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.